Coffee with Chase, October 25th, another standard episode. Today we'll be making an espresso with the Ethiopian Gedeb coffee from the Chilbesa washing station by Tinker Coffee Co. Go for 18 grams in. Do a grind size of 11. Still some grounds in there from Caitlin making a pour over this morning. I was just watching a James Hoffman video this morning where he was talking about, well, he was advocating for pulling longer ratio shots. So 1 to 2.5, 1 to 3, instead of a standard 1.2, for the sake of not wasting any coffee, right? When we buy these nice expensive coffees, and we do a 1 to 2 ratio or something that's not extracting a ton from the coffee, we leave a lot left behind in the puck that we knock into our knockbox and throw away. And so he was advocating for a longer shot because there's more dissolved solids that you pull out and you are getting to enjoy more of what went into growing and roasting that bean. So I'm kind of inspired today to change my ratio. So rather than 18 in, 36 out, that would be a 1 to 2 ratio. Let's see about 45 grams out. That'll be a 1 to 2.5 ratio. Now I expect that this grind size that we've had it at will probably be a bit too fine because it's intended to extract more in a shorter shot time with less solvent, less water. But we'll see. I might need to grind coarser for the next shot in order to make this taste good. But let's let her rip. You know, it's funny, I'm somewhat fretting over what at the end of the day is 10 grams. That's so little mass. But when you're brewing espresso, very small changes make a large difference in how the shot turns out. So it's just kind of funny. I think previously the reason why I've strayed away from longer shots is I really enjoy the texture of a 1 to 2 ratio. There's still water in there from espresso martini last night. So by definition, this shot cannot be as thick and creamy, unctuous the way that a smaller ratio shot would be. But maybe I have more flavors to enjoy, and in a way I'm appreciating what went into growing and roasting the coffee more, especially for a washed coffee. James Hoffman is also a big advocate for stirring your espresso instead of swirling it. I've talked in a previous episode about enjoying to swirl coffee, and more proper ways to swirl coffee so you don't make a mess. I still think swirling is the best way to agitate the liquid enough to really get the aromatics out so that you can appreciate them. If I were just to leave this shot of espresso still on the counter and let it sit there with the crema built on top, I really think there's very little aroma to appreciate from it compared to when you agitate it. I even think stirring, it does a little bit. But I guess I've just been someone who swirls for a while. Cheers. Okay. Definitely thinner. A bit more acidic. Not in an unpleasant way. And it's interesting. I mean, this is definitely 2 sips worth of coffee. People who watch this channel often probably notice that I normally will shoot my espresso in 1 big sip. I think it's the best way to appreciate all of the layers of the coffee and its sweetness. Well, it's an interesting thought. I don't know if I'll continue to pull these longer shots. In that video, James was specifically advocating for doing this, especially with milk drinks, to have more dissolved solids in your latte. And I think that's quite smart, but I might still prefer to drink my espressos as shorter shots. Thanks for joining. Till next time. Cheers.